Imagine walking outside your front door one morning and realising that your car hasn't been just broken into, but it's missing its entire front end. This is car cannibalism, and it's unfortunately becoming a reality for an increasing number of people. In this video we're going to be breaking down some cases of car cannibalism. We're also going to take a look at the impact that it has on the victims of this crime and also what the authorities are doing to try and combat it. Welcome back, Wolfpack. In this video we're going to be taking a look at car cannibalism, a bizarre crime wave that's not a new thing as it's been around for quite some time, but it seems to be increasing in recent years. This is a crime in which thieves strip body parts from a parked vehicle rather than stealing the entire car, and this can happen in broad daylight or under the cover of darkness. It seems like gone are the days of stealing a vehicle and taking it to an illegal chop shop to be dismantled. Criminals are now systematically removing high-value external parts directly from cars parked on public streets, driveways or in car parks. Some of the most frequently targeted components are parts that are easy to unbolt and highly sought after for post-accident repairs. Front-end bodywork such as bumpers, bonnets and front grills, lighting and electronics such as headlights, indicators and built-in sensors, and undercar and wheel assemblies like catalytic converters and alloy wheels are big targets. Here in Europe, popular hatchbacks such as the Vauxhall Corsa, Toyota Yaris and Ford Fiesta are frequently targeted due to a high demand for cheap replacement components, although luxury models like Range Rovers are also affected. Some reasons why this crime is increasing in frequency are supply shortages, with global supply chain disruptions creating widespread shortages of official new car parts. The cost of living crisis is also a factor, with financial pressures driving up demand for cheaper illicitly sourced vehicle parts. Online anonymity is another factor, with unscrupulous sellers quickly listing stolen items for sale on unregulated online marketplaces or social media platforms to fill specific buyer requests. It's also a lower risk for criminals. By taking parts at the roadside, they eliminate the need for thieves to bypass modern vehicle trackers or transport a stolen vehicle past police cameras. Now we're going to take a look at some cases of car cannibalism, beginning with one which happened in March of last year in Sutton Coldfield in the UK. Jeremy Merkel's Volkswagen Golf GTI was stripped of parts outside his home. He said he felt disbelief that it had happened to him for a second time. Jeremy's car was targeted by thieves for a second time in the early hours of the morning outside his home in Sutton Coldfield, where a man was caught on camera carrying the bumper down the street. "I don't know how to stop this from happening again. It seems to be an epidemic," Mr. Merkel said. Mr. Merkel first became a victim of car cannibalism in September of 2023. He said his insurance had almost doubled as a result of the theft. He said he had received a crime number from police but had heard nothing else. When his car was targeted for the second time, he again reported it to police. This time they visited his home and took a statement from him. West Midlands Police said that it was committed to identifying and arresting those responsible for stripping parts from parked cars. Mr. Merkel said that 2 other people on his street had also had their cars stripped in the past. "It just makes me really angry because it's my car, my property, and people think they can just help themselves," he added. Mr. Merkel's car was taken away to a local garage to be repaired again. Keith Ward from the garage said that this is not a victimless crime. He said, "For us as a business, yeah, it's great, but what it will do is it will put business insurance up as well as our personal insurance." He added that ironically one of their pickup trucks had been recently stripped of some of its parts. He said that these thieves are incredibly quick and they know exactly what they're doing. He said the garage saw a spike in these cases after the pandemic, but it was mainly smaller vehicles such as Vauxhall Corsas, but now Jaguars and Range Rovers were being hit. Another one from the UK from a good few years back in 2015, involving a lady who was a midwife, said that she got a knock on her door one morning and her neighbour told her she should take a look. The bonnet, the bumper, front lights and radiator had all been stolen from her Vauxhall Corsa. The theft resulted in her having to cancel her shift at work, a 40-minute drive away, and the damage cost £5,000 to repair. This incident happened in Bedfordshire back in 2015, and Bedfordshire police said at the time that there had been more than 500 offences in which components had been stolen from Vauxhall Astras and Corsas since August of 2013. So that's a lot of thefts just in 2 years, and now with it being 2026, you can just imagine how much of this crime is going on now. In 150 of those 500 cases, the damage was too expensive for repairs to be economically viable, so the cars were written off. The value of these stolen parts can run into the tens of thousands, and thieves are making massive profits. But anyone who thinks that they'll be getting a bargain by buying non-verified motor parts is warned that it could backfire. You might think you're getting a good deal and a cheap offer, but bear in mind that these people are unscrupulous and they won't hesitate to come back and revisit the places that they've been sold to, and you may well find yourself being the next victim. This type of theft is distressing for the victims as they find their cars stripped down and possibly later written off. Another case involving a nurse who was from the Selly Oak area of Birmingham. She awoke to the sound of a van driving away from her car at approximately 2 o'clock in the morning. She looked out of her bedroom window to discover the car bonnet missing, windows smashed, lights and parts taken, and her number plate was snapped on the ground. It was one of 3 similar incidents in the same cul-de-sac in just a week. Her neighbour's car was stripped of parts just 4 days before hers was targeted. And these thieves aren't just targeting cars in the dead of night when they're parked outside people's houses. People that have attended concerts and other events have also been hit. One woman whose car was left undrivable after it was stripped for parts, including the bonnet and lights, was said she was left traumatised after becoming a victim of car cannibals. She had parked her car for 2 hours while she enjoyed a concert at Birmingham's O2 Academy. It was around 11 p.m. when the woman and her partner returned to her car and discovered the theft. But despite plenty of other cars being present in the car park that night, this woman's car was the only one targeted, leading her to believe that the thieves were waiting for specific cars to park up. We're now going to move on to the main case that I wanted to take a look at in this video. In April this year, 2 men pleaded guilty to a large conspiracy of car cannibalism offences across the West Midlands. Mohammed Khan and Mohammed Haidar pleaded guilty to conspiracy to steal from motor vehicles at Birmingham Crown Court on Tuesday the 14th of April 2026. Khan pleaded guilty to all 98 offences while Haidar pleaded guilty to 20. Khan and Haidar, both aged 23, carried out the cannibalism offences between December 2022 and October 2024. The offences took place across the West Midlands region where they would approach parked cars and strip vehicles within minutes. This included stealing headlights, bumpers, mirrors, bonnets and more. Supporters of Birmingham City Football Club had raised concerns with police about vehicle crime in the area. They raised specific concerns about parts being stripped from cars which had been parked in areas surrounding St Andrews at Knighthead Park on match days. Both Haidar and Khan carried out cannibalism offences in the surrounding areas. The West Midlands Police Vehicle Crime Team had been investigating both Khan and Haidar for over 3 years. Over that time they had carried out multiple warrants at their home addresses and arrested them, which led to multiple charges. Police investigators trawled through hundreds of hours of CCTV footage and forensic examinations which enabled them to ID Khan and Haidar as the offenders.
Guys, this is what it's all about. Family. Family. Oh, road to 1 million, you know.
Both men would video themselves carrying out the cannibalism offences and would post on social media after the thefts with bumpers, and they would take photos of the stripped vehicles bragging about the thefts they had carried out. A detective who led the investigation said that both Haidar and Khan were meticulous in their offending. They carefully planned each theft that they carried out, where they would cause serious distress to their victims who were left with vehicles without parts. Thankfully, we have been able to put together an extensive investigation which found both Haidar and Khan carried out almost 100 cannibalism offences, and now they will be spending time behind bars.
You're under arrest on suspicion of conspiracy to steal.
So is all of this for me?
Both men are due to be sentenced on the 26th of June 2026, and when I get an update on how that went, I will make an update video. All we can do until then is speculate, and based on English sentencing guidelines for large-scale conspiracy to steal from motor vehicles, Mohammed Khan and Mohammed Haidar face significant custodial sentences. Khan, who is facing 98 offences, is considered the principal organiser. Because of the financial value and sophisticated planning, his role falls under high culpability and Category 1 harm. The starting point for this level is 4 years custody with a range of 2.5 to 7 years. Mohammed Haidar facing 20 offences. His involvement is on the smaller scale but still significant. His sentencing range is likely to be between 1 and 3.5 years in custody, depending on his specific role in the operation. These sentences could end up being reduced, and some factors to take into consideration are the guilty pleas. Both men have pleaded guilty, and under UK law, an early guilty plea typically grants 1/3 reduction in the final sentence length. Concurrent versus consecutive sentences. The judge will likely pass concurrent sentences which are served all at the same time rather than consecutive ones, using the total overall value of the crime to set a single headline sentence. Another factor would be if the men have any previous convictions. Although it can be quite hard to prevent this type of crime, law enforcement organisations like the West Midlands Police and groups like the Tracker Network UK recommend several preventative measures. There are steps you can take to try deter thieves from targeting your vehicle, but also if they do, to try capture them on CCTV so that, like these guys we just took a look at, they may be prosecuted in the future. One thing you can do is to park strategically. Leave your vehicle in well-lit areas if possible, like secure garages or car parks that are equipped with active CCTV. Parking with your wheels turned at an angle can make it physically harder for thieves to remove alloy wheels or access specific wheel arch panels. Another thing you could do is upgrade your vehicle's security by fitting a visible steering wheel lock or an aftermarket alarm system to deter thieves from looking for an easy, quiet target. You could also mark your vehicle's parts by etching your vehicle's registration number or VIN number onto valuable parts. It makes them much harder for criminals to resell. Personally, I think with this type of crime, the only way you can truly be safe is to have your car out of sight, because then it's out of mind of the criminals. I think my best piece of advice that I could offer would be to have your car parked underneath some very good quality CCTV cameras. The cameras may not deter all criminals, it may deter some, but my thinking behind it is that further down the road, if you have it captured on CCTV, that if the police are investigating a particular group of people that are committing these crimes, then it may lead to convictions down the road, just as we've seen with Mohammed Khan and Mohammed Haidar. In 2026, vehicle crime in Ireland continues to present a major challenge for An Garda Síochána. Defined by a surge in high-tech keyless relay thefts, a persistent spate of youth-driven joyriding and sophisticated cross-border criminal networks. While overall Central Statistics Office data reveals some positive shifts in broader crime categories, vehicle crime remains a high-profile concern for both urban and rural communities. Now we're going to take a brief look at some vehicle-related crime cases from the Irish courts. Back in February, a man was jailed for 6.5 years after hijacking a car at a service station while a woman was hoovering it. A 45-year-old man who has spent more than half of his life in prison has been jailed for a further 6.5 years for hijacking a car while the owner was cleaning it. Joseph Rafferty, who was identified from the birthmark on his face, threatened to kill the woman if she didn't get out, causing her to jump out of the vehicle. Rafferty, who was of no fixed abode in Dyalla, was before Dublin Circuit Criminal Court via video link from prison, and he was charged with several related offences at service stations in Dublin and Wicklow last year. He pleaded guilty to telling the woman to get out of her car or he would kill her, and unlawfully seizing it on the 26th of April 2025 at a Circle K service station in the Walkinstown area. He also pleaded guilty to stealing her Apple iPhone and bizarrely her dental veneers on that occasion. He further admitted to a robbery at the Applegreen service station in Rathnew, County Wicklow on the same date, in which he took €800. He also pleaded guilty to attempted robbery at the Circle K in Bray on the same evening. In court, Judge Orla Crowe said that there had been a spate of offences by a repeat offender over a short period of time. She said it had been underpinned by a serious level of violence. She said Rafferty had subjected the woman who had been hoovering her car to a brutal series of offences before she got out of the car, and noted that her personal items had not been recovered. Garda Daniel Tracy told the court that Gardaí were called to the service station in Walkinstown shortly before 7 o'clock that evening. The complainant, who was shaken and visibly upset, told Gardaí that she had pulled into the garage to clean her car. She began hoovering with the keys in the ignition. She said that while she was in the back seat, a male got into the driver's seat and told her multiple times, "Get out of the car or I'll effing kill you." He was grinding his teeth, she said. She said he drove forward and crashed before reversing with her still inside. She jumped out while the car was moving. He then sped out of the forecourt and she ran into the shop to get help. Unfortunately for the lady, for some reason her car was never recovered, nor were her mobile phone or the €1,000 box of dental veneers which were still inside. The judge imposed a 7.5-year sentence for the hijacking, with the other counts taken into consideration, with the final year suspended to incentivise rehabilitation. I'm kind of perplexed why the judge, even after saying that this man is a repeat offender and knowing his criminal history, would even suspend the final year of the sentence. I know she said it was to incentivise rehabilitation, but you'd think the man's rehabilitation was incentivised all those other times he went to prison. As always, I remain sceptical, but let's hope the man can get his life back on the right track. In another case from January of this year, the Deputy Lord Mayor of Dublin's daughter's vehicle was targeted by a gang of car thieves outside their home in Cabra, North Dublin. The Deputy Lord Mayor of Dublin, John Stevens, has said that he and his family were absolutely terrified when a group of males stole vehicles from outside their home. At about 5:30am on the morning in question, Mr. Stevens' wife and daughter were awoken by banging and shouting outside their home in Cabra. They phoned him while he was working a night shift at the Mater Hospital. He told them to phone Gardaí straight away and to stay inside. Mr. Stevens said that he had to listen on the phone to the turmoil which was unfolding, unable to do anything. He said he left work as quickly as he could, not knowing what he was going to find when he got there. He said that around 3 young men, maybe more, began physically dragging his wife's 10-year-old car out of the way and out of the drive while hitting it off a vehicle belonging to one of their neighbours. His wife's car and that of the neighbours were very badly damaged. Mr. Stevens' wife and daughter thought the males were going to attempt to get inside the house. The males then targeted his 22-year-old daughter's car, smashing the windows and forcing the boot and doors open while using a crowbar. They then got in and drove off at speed. Mr. Stevens said to say that his wife and daughter were absolutely terrified would be an understatement. His daughter's car was a relatively new one and had a built-in tracker. She could see from her mobile phone app that the car was being driven towards Blanchardstown, where it was later abandoned. Mr. Stevens said that everything inside the car was taken and that the car was damaged beyond belief. It's probably going to be written off, while his wife's car was in a terrible mess too, he said. Mr. Stevens said that his daughter is distraught and feels violated. He said that Gardaí dealt with the incident as quickly as they could, adding that they are investigating the incident. He said he had been liaising with Garda management for several months over the urgent need for more officers in the area. Blanchardstown in Cabra has the fastest growing population in the country and not enough Gardaí. He was told by Garda management that another 25 officers are needed. CCTV, lighting and further security measures were to be placed around the Deputy Lord Mayor's home. Councillors have a €2,500 security allowance due to fears of intimidation and harassment. The allowance for local authority members is expected to rise to €10,000 under reforms agreed by the Department of Local Government. Measures considered under the security allowance include intruder alarms, fixed panic buttons and CCTV cameras. Mr. Stevens' daughter's car was later recovered and Gardaí said at the time that investigations were ongoing. The final case from Ireland that I want to take a look at is that of a lady who was carjacked in the early hours of the morning on the 24th of February 2026 in the Ballsbridge area of Dublin. Shortly before 7am on the 24th of February 2026, the woman had driven her car, a white 2017 Volkswagen Golf, into an underground car park located in the Ballsbridge area of Dublin 4. The victim was followed closely behind into the car park by a grey Audi A6 Estate. This vehicle was a 2018 model with a Dublin registration plate. As she was getting out of her car, the woman was approached by 2 male suspects who had travelled in the Audi A6. There are believed to have been a total of 5 male suspects who travelled together in the Audi. Initially, the victim had climbed into the rear of the car while one of the males got into the front of the car and a second one entered the rear. After about a minute or two, the victim got out of the car before the suspects drove it away from the scene. Both vehicles then left the car park together. The white Volkswagen Golf belonging to the lady was later found abandoned on the 26th of February 2026 by Gardaí at Adamstown in Lucan, County Dublin. When it was found, the car had been fitted with cloned registration plates. The grey Audi A6 Estate was later found to have been taken in a theft on the 4th of February 2026 from the Dublin 15 area. It was later found abandoned and recovered by Gardaí on the 24th of February 2026 at around 4:50am. When it was recovered, it was found in the Drimna area of Dublin 12. At the end of the day, car cannibalism isn't just about missing metal and plastic. For the victims, it's a massive violation. It means waking up to total shock, losing your daily transport and dealing with the absolute nightmare of repairs. But even if your car hasn't been touched, this crime still hits your wallet. The massive surge in these types of claims is driving up insurance premiums for absolutely everybody. It's a collective tax that we're all paying for a booming black market. Thank you so much, Wolfpack, for joining me for this one. If you want to help me make more videos like this one, all the ways to help support the channel are right down below in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please do like and hype it, as it does really help the channel out. A massive heartfelt shout out goes out to all my channel members. Your support truly keeps this channel running, and I appreciate every single one of you. And I'd also like to say a big thank you to the Premiere Squad who are watching this along with me. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. As always, I'll be back very soon with another video, but until then, why not check out one of the videos that should be appearing on screen now. Till next time, guys, stay safe out there, take care, and watch where you park. Sláinte.